Hi everybody, it's Kate from Katie Did. I drove down here after a 5-day hiatus from hunting for rocks. We just spent 3 days dealing with sewer problems, so if any of you have ever done that, you know how fun that is. Anyway, I am back out at it, and I went down to the river to take a look, and by gosh, it has risen so much in the last 5 days, it's just not huntable anymore. So I'm back here at some public lands, and there's a place where they're digging out for an irrigation pipe. So I'm gonna check for some rocks there, and then also just wander around the hillside. It's a gorgeous spring day. I think we're going to have a wonderful time. Come along. So many beautiful rocks. So there has been a rain since the last time I was out here, which washed a lot of the dirt off of these stones, makes it a lot easier to look at. And a meadowlark is singing. Beautiful. I believe that it was Mike Lewis who told me that you should always look at places where they've been excavating. If there are areas that you regularly hunt and you see that it's been dug out, it's something that might have some real treasure. But you know what? Whether we find something great or not, this day and being out here in the sunshine and not being in the basement helping with the sewer auger is just so pleasant. Well, so far I have not seen any real signs that there's going to be awesome agates or petrified wood or anything else, although there's some porphyritic basalt, or as I like to call it, devil stone. So that's formed in similar ways to the agates that I'm looking for. So you never know. It could happen. I think we'll go down by the stream. Looks like it might be a little easier to walk. Well, our first piece of petrified wood. It's not very big, but it is a piece of petrified wood, and it'll go into the tumbler very nicely. Well, I'm going to abandon walking on the shore because right next to the water, periodically it's just all mud, and I have to kind of scramble to keep from sinking into it. So if I'm going to be scrambling, I might as well do it on dry ground, right? Here's a nice big near agate. Somebody moved that one to the side of the road. Well, I left the dirt and just came on this deer path, and this was lying like this in the mud and looking like any other stone, and so I washed it off, and it's a little hard to see because it's still so dirty, and it is a little bit milky, but it is in fact an agate. So that's a good sign. So what we're doing right now is just following where the water goes, because where water goes, erosion follows, and where there is erosion, there are often new rocks. So that's what we're doing, and also just enjoying the day. So I left the draw and started up the hill because I wanted to see what else there was up here. And I didn't get more than 10 feet before I found this. Isn't that pretty? Seems really dark, but it probably has some good dendritic action inside of it. It's also a little dark because of the opalization on the outside. So I like it. It's an agate. I'll take it. So as you can see, and as you probably could tell by the dirt that we were looking at earlier, these hills are largely made of Yellowstone River gravel. The river went back and forth and back and forth. It has meandered mightily over the millions of years that it's been in existence. And so you can find Montana agates as much as 30 miles away from where this river is right now. So I'm only about half a mile away. There should be some agates here. Just a little piece of petrified wood. It's a good sign because where there's petrified wood, there are often agates, at least in this area. Might be a good day for the tumbler. There's another one. Just a nice little chunk of chalcedony there. Again, I'll cut it in a couple pieces and put it in the tumbler. It will be shiny and beautiful. The great thing about picking up mostly small stuff is that it's not nearly so heavy when you're carrying it on your back. Just some signs of spring. I found one of these on the river the other day that was much clearer. It's just a quartzite, but it's banded like waterline all the way up. What I think is most interesting about this piece of petrified wood is that it has these white lines in it. Interesting. Here is another little piece of conglomerated common opal. It's funny because I found one of these on like my next to last hunt, and I'd never seen it before, and now I found another one. So maybe I've seen it before and I just hadn't noticed. Some awfully cute little baby cacti. Prickly pear. The rocks look really different when they're surrounded by green grass. Spring has sprung. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider clicking the subscribe button on this and any other channel that you enjoy. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps more people find us. So, with that said, let's get on with the show. I find it interesting how some of the hills are completely free of rocks and just have lots and lots of beautiful grass and flowers and bushes and things. And then other parts of the hills are like these, where it's almost a rock beach. I'm sure it has something to do with geology and how the river flowed and how the river moved. But I just think it's cool. Speaking of cool, this is a quartz crystal. You can see there's actually crystal formations here. And at the very end of it is an agate. That is neat. I like how they're stacked like that. I found another agate like that earlier. The rocks just keep on tumbling down the hillside here. I'm still not finding anything terribly large, but there sure are a lot of big rocks. I looked at this piece because it looks silicated. And then I turned it over, and I believe what it is a chunk of agatized petrified wood. That's a pretty nice sized chunk, I'd say. Well, although I am going to be going out and doing rock hunting and hiking and so forth in the coming months, for the next couple months at least, I won't be able to go to the river. So there'll be some different kinds of videos from me. I know some of you have been clamoring for the what's inside, and I guess this is time to get those done. I'm not sure I'll be able to put out videos every day, Although I guess a lot of you are no longer under lockdown and are really not, it's not that necessary anymore. Look for the frequency to decrease and the type to change. But it's still going to be me, and it's still going to be fun. Wow, isn't that pretty? I don't know what it is, but it is pretty and it's coming home with me. Looks like maybe a chunk of common opal. Sure is pretty though. I just picked this up and it is some kind of green jasper, but I love the spots on it. It's so cool. Well, we're kind of winding down, but gotta keep hunting for as long as you can. I'm not even sure that was worth the effort. Well, there may not be tons of agates to be found, but these are some pretty nice pieces of petrified wood. Okay, this is just so funny. I am actually walking back to the car. You can see it in the distance there along the fence line. And there's this wonderful little path because deer have trampled it. And lying right in the middle of the path is the biggest agate I've found today. That's funny. Just got back to the car, looking on the road, and I found this beautiful jasper. There you have it. Beautiful scenery, some nice petrified wood, and a decent sized agate just when I least expected it. Just like they say in Galaxy Quest, never give up, never surrender. This is Kate from Katie Did. Keep on doing.